Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am Muhammad Ismail. I'm Egyptian originally, and I lived in Japan for almost like 9 years. I've studied engineering in Cairo University. After that, I studied Arabic language and Islamic studies in Cairo University as well, Darul Uloom faculty. And then I studied deeply in Hadith and Islamic studies and Arabic language in Mecca and Mukarrama. So this is like simply my educational background. And I would love to do da'wah and to convey the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to convey the truth for people. So we were traveling around Africa and Asia, and then we were finding Japan like a very, very unique place, and very, very few Muslims went there to convey the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I was excited to go and to convey the message of Allah, yes.
So can you share any unique cultural or societal aspects of Japan that influence the practice of Islam in the country?
Well, to be honest, mostly there is no big issue in that. For general people, general Muslims are living in Japan, we are not facing a big issue in practicing Islam. However, sometimes when it comes to some rigid mind people in some small companies and in some villages and not in the big cities, yeah, sometimes they don't allow salah easily, for example. You want to take break for the 5 prayers. Then they say, no, you are not allowed. You are here for working, not to pray, not to worship. And alhamdulillah, the Japanese scholars, they give them excuses how to take a break for salah. They tell them, okay, tell your boss that you are allowing the smokers, those who smoke, you give them like 5 or 10 minutes every 1 or 2 hours to smoke. So just give me 5-10 minutes as going to toilet or going to smoke, and just pray in 5 minutes. So that's type of some solutions, you know.
Do companies accept that type of solution and allow it?
Yeah, it works, but sometimes, you know, still some, yeah, it's a bit challenging, especially about Jum'ah prayer, yeah.
Are there any notable historical figures or events related to Islam in Japan that you find particularly interesting or inspiring?
Yeah, of course, actually, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, as I told you before, you know, the national Japanese TV, NHK, they did wonderful episodes that really has a good impact about Islam in Japan. As well, the Emperor of Japan, who now he retired and he gave it to his son, he was learning Islam from a Japanese Muslim professor in his palace, by his request, upon his request. As well, like, he's eating halal chicken, by the way, the Emperor of Japan, because he studied that is healthy. So there's some events and some big historical things happen in Japan that really it's keeping Islam in Japan good. Like the relationship between Turkey and Japan was very nice. Since the Ottoman Empire, there was very nice trading between both countries. And they found the Muslim traders are very truthful, very honest. They're very nice. And since that time till now, the relationships are very nice. As well, you'll find that the al-Futuhat al-Islamiyya, like the spreading Islam for the countries, it reached maybe maximum from the East, China and Philippines. It didn't go further. So there was no any wars or battles between Japan and the Muslim nation. So till now they don't have any like enmity or hatred towards Muslims. They are called like a Muslim-friendly country. Yeah.
What efforts are being made to promote interfaith dialogue and understanding between the Muslims and the non-Muslims in Japan?
Yeah, well, this is great. Alhamdulillah, a lot of efforts actually. And I believe one of the best efforts are done for that, that Japanese people, they love cultural exchange programs. So when you do some events about the cultural exchange of the Muslim dress and the Muslim food and the Muslim appearances and the Muslim beliefs and books and so on, they come and they learn a lot and it's very effective. As well, the welfare activities, the welfare actions or the welfare support, it's really effective in Japan. I remember one of the most active masajid in Japan, in Tokyo, its name is Otsuka Masjid. When that tsunami happened in 2011, these people, mashallah, the Muslims there, they went quickly to the disaster area and they supported the Japanese people with hot meals and they tried to give some shelter before even the government reached them. And this, out of highly appreciation from the government, they wrote this in the curriculum, in the books of the national curriculum that they give for the students in schools. They learn it in elementary stage that Otsuka Masjid in 2011 helped the Japanese people in tsunami, in the disaster before everyone. So they are highly appreciating and they are so grateful for those who are doing welfare activities and helping them. So this is actually one of the best ways to make an impact and show them the kind manners of Islam. And of course, we have a lot of lectures. We give it inside the universities, inside the schools. They come to our masajid, inside the government departments, a lot. And they are coming with numerous numbers. And alhamdulillah, they are so happy to attend and to listen. And they're so curious to ask. Yeah.
MashaAllah. So can you highlight any initiatives or organizations in Japan that support the Muslim community or promote Islamic values?
Well, to be honest, I don't know any separate organizations away from masajid. In Japan, you know, Islam is still very, very young and still growing. Okay, so it's like a small baby right now.
Very small community, everybody knows each other.
Yes, exactly. So most of these organizations helping Islam and helping da'wah, they are related to the masajid. Organization of this masjid, organization of that masjid, not a separate organization just working all over Japan. This is very rare. I personally, I don't know just one organization working without being connected to a specific masjid. Yeah. However, there are of course a lot of wonderful efforts, mashallah, from many brothers and sisters all over the country. Yeah.
So, I mean, based off of that then, so what role do the Japanese masjids and the Islamic centers play in the lives of the Japanese Muslims, and how have they contributed towards the community?
Well, to be honest, we have a big shortcomings in this. Because most of the masajid, unfortunately, they use the English language, which is understandable for most of nationalities. They come to the masajid. More than 20 to 30 nationality they come. And all they understand English, but not all they understand Japanese. So you will hardly find a masjid giving the khutbah, giving the lectures in Japanese. So the new Muslims, the new Japanese Muslims, the reverts, they also like feel, you know, okay, from where I can understand my religion.
It doesn't feel like their own thing.
Exactly. They feel this is part outside Japan. This is like, you know, now we went to Arab area, now we went to Pakistani area, now like this. They don't feel this is a Japanese masjid, like welcoming Japanese, everything in Nihongo, in Japanese language. There is, of course, but few masajid. Majority are not like this. Majority, you will go, you will listen to the khutbah in Arabic and English, but you will not listen to the khutbah in Japanese. So for a Japanese Muslim, if he is not speaking English, it's really hard for them. So this is one of the big shortcomings that we are trying to work on with the youth, the new generations who can speak fluent Japanese, to make them like da'is, so they can spread the proper knowledge in their tongue. Yes.
Yeah, mashallah. Inshallah, Allah can help them and guide them to
Ameen.
doing a good job.
Ameen.